Well, welcome, fellow book lovers and yarn lovers. I'm so excited to announce my new project, and I'm excited that my friend Katie, aka Mrs. Duckpotato, is joining me on this really fun ride, and I hope you guys will consider joining me too. So, this is the Read and Crochet Along, and this is our kickoff episode. And we're going to go over what this is all about, what the inspiration is, um, all the kinds of things that you need to know to be a part of this. And so the first thing I want to talk about, though, is what this is and what inspired it. And those of you that know me, you know that I love to write, I love to read, and I love crochet. And I'm pretty obsessed with crochet. So I always wanted to figure out a way to put those all together. And I hadn't really come up with one yet until I was perusing social media, as I tend to do. And I saw some videos of people who were crocheting different projects, granny squares, bags, blankets, all kinds of things. And they were using as the inspiration the book covers of their books. And I was like, hello, that's an awesome idea. I love books. I have books. I love yarn. I love to crochet. I have all of that stuff. Why don't I just crochet books off my shelf? And then it hit me, I could do my books. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. See, Katie's already excited. She hasn't even said anything yet. But so that's how the idea started. And so when I was thinking about what to do, how to do it, I came up with some challenges for myself. So I have 7 of them, and I actually have them written down so I don't forget what they are. So I'm going to go ahead and just let you know what those challenges were and how they incorporate into this crochet along. So I wanted to create a project that anybody could participate in, regardless of skill level, interest, anything like that. I wanted to design the granny squares myself. I have made hundreds of granny squares. I almost said thousands, but by the time this is over, probably will be at that point. So I love granny squares, but I've never designed them myself. So this was a challenge for me. I wanted to only use 4 colors per square, and that would mean 4 colors from the book covers. And I wanted to do that so it wouldn't be too complicated, and also challenge myself to not only pick colors that went well together. I'm learning a lot about how color works through and how they pick colors for the covers and all the things doing this project.
So
But I also wanted to make sure,
I have a
go ahead.
question, but I'm going to write it down and
Okay.
you're going to finish.
Okay. I mean, you can jump in at any time. Um, so only 4 colors per square. And then I wanted to use yarn that would be easily available. Now, I'm going to say right up front, you can use any kind of yarn you want. You can use any kind of size yarn you want. You can use any kind of hook size you want. But for the purposes of what I'm doing, I'm using Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and we'll have some links. We'll talk a little bit more about the yarn. But the reason I chose that was because it has very consistent colors, and you can find them just about anywhere. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to find the yarn. But again, this is, as Katie says, and I love it, choose your own adventure. So, all right, the next one was to write a pattern that is customizable. Again, you can make them as large or as small or as medium as you want. You can add rounds to it. You can take off rounds if you want to. It's just up to you. I wanted to learn how to film the tutorial and upload it to YouTube. And those of you who have followed me for a while, maybe you remember back in November, I did a video phobia challenge where I did a little video every day in November to get over my
Oh,
fear of
yeah.
being on the camera. So that kind of ties into this, even though when I film the tutorials, it's my hands and the yarn that are featured on camera, it's still a little nerve-wracking for me. So that challenge has been very interesting and very educational, actually. So, and then the last one is to make the written patterns available on my website. My books are already, how you can order my books is already available on my website. And I wanted these patterns to write them down. So if you wanted to, you could go to the website and you could get a PDF of that pattern for free. And then you could use it as you crochet along. You don't necessarily need it, but I know for me that when I was learning how to read patterns, if I had the copy of the pattern in the video, it really made a lot more sense. So those are my challenges, and I've kind of fulfilled all those so far. And then another question, Katie asked me this: why 60 squares? Well, as of this recording, I will have, well, actually at the end of 2025, I will have 75 published books. And some of those books are out of print for various reasons. And so they're not available. And I wanted to make sure that any of the books that we are doing for this project are available, that you can get them. Like I said, purchase information on my website. And you could also find them at the library too. Um, but 60 was a nice even number. And as we go along with this Read and Crochet Along, we are going to also talk about different projects you can make with the granny squares. I already know what I'm going to make with mine, and I'm going to reveal that closer to the end of the project. Surprise, surprise. But there's lots of things you can make with granny squares, and we've got 60 of them coming up. So that is, so that's kind of the overview of what we're going to be doing. We'll get more into the specifics. I'm going to turn it over to Katie. Oh, wait a minute. Katie, if you want to talk about the book club part too, as well as you're talking, because this was Katie's idea and I thought it was genius. So I'm going to turn it over to Katie, and she's going to talk about some of the logistics and also about the book club part.
Yeah. So when she first put up her tutorial, I was looking at her channel and I was like, oh, this is cute. This is fun. And then I had the idea that this would be a really fun thing to do together, where we can do the crochet along with sort of a online book club read along at the same time. And I haven't read all of your books, but I have read, I don't know, a lot. I literally have a checklist, y'all, because I like lists. So this is my checklist of books I've read. Everything highlighted I've read. So there's only, actually, I'm reading this one right now currently. So there's not a whole lot that I haven't got to yet, but I'm working my way through them. And I have enjoyed them so much. And so I thought this would be a really fun way to get you guys to sample some of her books too while we're crocheting at the same time. And like, let's see, logistics. What do we want to talk about? So the way that it's going to work, we've kind of been working on this. So it's a work in progress. This is totally a marathon, not a sprint. So I expect it will evolve and grow and change over time. But right now, what we're kind of looking at is an 11-part project. So she told you there's going to be a total of 60 granny squares. If you start now and do the whole thing with us, and it's, like I said, it's a marathon. So we're looking at like 2 years on this of content. I think we figured out something like that. So if you stick with us for the whole time, that's kind of where we are planned to end up. Now, we are not doing, like, I don't know how you guys feel about exercise, but my sister is always so in shape, and I'm not very in shape. But then I decided, you know what? Round is a shape. That's a shape.
I resemble that.
Yeah. So remember, we are not sprinters here. This is going to be slow. There will be plenty of time if you find us later on. If you want to catch up, you'll have time to do that. If you want to take it even slower than we do, you'll have time to do that. Like, it's not, this is like super low pressure, low key. Like, you can come in and do however much you want, leave when you're done, join at any time. Like, there's no restrictions, I guess, is a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
The plan is that we will have a video like this, an episode, or I don't know, what do we have a name for? Are we calling them episodes?
I think these are going to be episodes.
And
okay. Then, but we'll have like the parts like for the tutorial. Again, it's evolving.
So some of the lingo may change as we go. Yeah. But there will be some sort of get together video that should include both of us every other month. Like I said, slow, nice and easy. It should drop on the third Friday of every other month. So this should be the third. You should be guys. You should be people. You don't have to be guys. You should be watching this on the third Friday of June. We're filming it a few days early because we're learning as we go. But then the next one will be the third Friday of August, and then the third Friday of October, and the third Friday of December. You get the idea. So that's kind of how often we'll have like these big, longer videos. And then the next one that we're planning on dropping would be August 15th. And it will, I'll explain where to find all the videos here in a minute. But this video, you should be able to access this particular inaugural video, both on Books and Hooks, Kathleen Fuller's Books and Hooks YouTube channel, as well as Duckpotatoe's World. But in future, I think we're going to take turns hosting the videos because there's no point in putting the same video up twice. forever. So that's kind of the plan for that. And then the idea is that for each segment, like 2-month period, we are going to try to crochet 6 granny squares and read at least one Kathleen Fuller book. And we will tell you which book we're going to focus on, which one we're planning to read over the next 2 months. So you guys can kind of participate, because we're going to discuss the books at the end, like at the next episode, right? Am I saying this right?
Yep.
Stop me if I don't make sense.
I will.
Okay. And like I said, you can do as much or as little as you want. If you just want to read the books and do the read along, great. If you just want to crochet granny squares and not read the book, great. If you want to do both, great. If you want to read one book and only do that granny square, great. If you want to read all 6 books and do all 6, like whatever you want to do, you choose your own adventure. You make it work however it works for you and means to you and functions for you. And that's perfectly fine. You get to choose.
Yep.
And then we're also going to do some, if we have interest, we talked about doing a Ask the Author segment in some of the future videos. So I already have a question that I thought of while she was talking. So I get to ask the first Ask the Author question. And if you have a question you want to ask the author, you can send it to my email, and I'll put it in the description box down below. But you can send an Ask the Author question. And if we have a ton of questions, I don't promise to answer them all, but I will look through the questions and we'll pick a couple to answer every time we film. So that'll be a fun thing to do too. And that's it. That's how it's going to go, right? Did I miss anything?
Yep. So what I'll do is I'm going to talk to you about the squares that we're going to be doing for the next 8 weeks. And also the books that go with the squares, and then our book club selection. So first I'm going to start with the squares and the books. So this is the Marriage Pact. And this is, yay. This is my most recent book. It came out in May. And so for this, for the Marriage Pact, this is the square.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Okay. Yeah, Katie, let me know if this shows up well.
Yeah,
put the book down. So, okay. And so this is going to be the square that we're going to do, and that's going to be for the Marriage Pact. The second book is the Proposal Plot. And the Proposal Plot is
now I feel like I should have grabbed all my books. Hold on. I have a whole Kathleen Fuller bookshelf right behind me. Give me just a second. You can keep talking.
Okay. So, and I just so appreciate that, by the way. I appreciate that. And she was holding up a list, and I meant to say this. You can actually find a printable list on my website of my books. So that'll of all of my books. So, all right, back to business. This is the Proposal Plot, and the square that goes with the Proposal Plot is this one here.
I like that one too. Ooh, I like that one too. I haven't seen them yet, you guys.
Yeah,
I am seeing them for the first time.
Katie's first look. All right, and so the next one is, trying to keep my area organized here, is the Courtship Plan.
Oh, I have that one too. Whoops, upside down.
And here is the square for the Courtship Plan. So as you can see, I tried to pick the colors that go in with the book. Now, since Red Heart is they don't have a lot of they have a lot of shades, but they're a lot of general shades. So like for the Courtship Plan, it's hard to find just that right pink. So I got the colors as close as I could. But again, if you can find just that right pink and you want to use it, go right ahead. But so this is the square for the Courtship Plan.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna explain about these 3 books. These are actually all in a series, and the Courtship Plan, Katie has them in the right order.
I do.
That was
handy,
yeah,
and I have them right side up. I'm on a roll.
So normally when we do this, we'll be doing, I have several 3-book series, and we will be doing these in order, but this time we are not doing them in order. We're not doing the first book, which is the Courtship Plan. And the only reason for that is because this is my latest book, and this is my spotlight book. And this is actually a book I really would like to encourage you to read. And also, you don't have to read these in order. They're standalone books. Yeah, and so that's the good thing. I know some people like to read them in order, but these are, you don't have to. All right, so that's the explanation for these. All right, the next one, we're going to go into my novella collections. Now, I've done a lot of novellas, and I've done them with different authors. One of the bonuses about doing the novella collections as a getting reading the novella collections is that you will get a story from me, but you'll also get a story from other authors that you may not know, or you may be a favorite author of yours. And also, they're very quick, so you can pick up a novella and read that in one sitting or two, and then move on to something else. So we're doing 3 novella collections in part 1, and the first one is going to be for an Amish quilt. And that's with me and Beth Wiseman and Kelly Irvin. And here's the square that goes with this one.
Fun. That's so cute. It looks like a flower.
It is a flower. It even has leaves.
Oh, how
up
fun.
in the corner. So we're going to learn how to make a flower and leaves. And that was the other thing, is I wanted to practice and learn some new techniques and new stitches and things like that. So that's the Amish quilt one. The next one is an Amish summer. This one is with...
Ooh, I have that book too, but it's in a different room.
You have what?
It's in a different room. I can't just...
Oh, okay. Well, you just dash there and get it. I mean, come on, Katie. Remember, you're a sprinter, not a marathon.
Yeah, I'm not a sprinter. Not a sprinter.
I'm not a sprinter.
I'm not a marathon runner either, let's be honest. But...
I just don't run. I mean, like, period.
Yeah, not unless something really scary is chasing me.
That's right.
And then I only have to run faster than the person next to me.
That's true. That's true. So hopefully they're slow, right?
Right.
That would be for me. They have to be slow. Okay, so Amish Summer is with Shelley Shepherd Gray and Kelly Irvin and Amy Clipston. And here is the square for that one.
Ooh, I like that one. Yay, that's pretty.
And then our last one is an Amish picnic. And then that's with...
Oh, I think I have that one too.
With Amy Clipston, Kelly Irvin, and Vanetta Chapman. And then here's the square for that one.
Oh, I like that you did like the pie in the middle there.
Yeah.
The picnic, like the food color, like that.
Well, that was the other thing too. It was like some of the colors on my covers, I don't like have the red heart colors. Like maybe they exist, not in the little skeins I bought. So it was like, okay, I've got to figure out how to, what colors to pick. So those are the squares that we're going to be doing. And like I said, I've got a tutorial for each one of those, and those are going to come up. They'll be available on the 20th. The patterns will be available on my website. And excuse me, sorry. I want to talk about Marriage Pact again. So we talked about the book club. We mentioned that. And what we're going to do with the book club, this is our featured book, our book club book. And during our next episode that Katie and I do together, we're going to talk about the book. And all of my books have discussion questions in the back. So we're going to choose probably about 4 discussion questions. If we don't get to 4 or we need to do 5, there's 8 discussion questions, because that's typically all I actually come up with. There's 8. So we're going to do that. And then you're free to, when we discuss the book, is also give your feedback in the comments section. So we'll go over that when we have our next episode. But so the Marriage Pact, sorry.
Yeah, this is your, if you choose to accept it, this is your mission. Read this book in the next 2 months. You have 2 months to read it. You have plenty of time.
Yeah,
I think I read mine in like 4 days.
Yeah, I write like really fast, easy read. So that's another bonus. But okay, and then the square.
Yes.
All right. So and then for the next episode, we're going to be like I said, doing the book club. I'll introduce 6 more squares. Oh, and if you guys do your squares, or even if you do 1 square or whatever, like we've talked about, please post them to Instagram and tag me and Mrs. Duckpotato. Yes. Because we would love to see your work.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I think this is going to be great fun. And let's see, Katie, is that it? Is that anything else that we're missing? We'll do another 6 and another 6 next time. 6 squares.
Right.
6,
so you're gonna. Books. The idea is to read this specific book. You could read as many of them. I mean, honestly, if you read this one, you're gonna want to go read. I mean, you're just gonna want to. I'm pretty sure. But definitely read this one, because this is the one we're actually going to talk about in the next episode. And then your mission, again, should you choose to accept it, will be to. Sorry, I live in a house with a bunch of boys and they're loud.
I can't hear them.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
can hear them. Anyway, well, you'll also want to try to crochet the granny squares. Like I'm going to try to read the main. Well, I've already read it, but I'll read it again because I enjoyed it. Read the book that we're going to talk about, and then I want to try to crochet all 6 of the squares in the 2 months. So that's kind of like the official way to participate. But like I said, you can pick and choose however you want to do it. But we wanted to talk about supplies. So like, what size hook should we use? For example?
Okay, I crochet very loosely. So, well, let me show you what yarn I've got.
Yeah,
So
talk about I brought my yarn too.
Yeah, you've got now, of course, I opened my packages up and I got, and these will be in the show notes description box, whatever that's called. And I think I might go ahead and put that on my website. And I also have them in the pattern too. So we want to make sure that everybody's got the information. But you can get these packs off of Amazon, and they're little baby skeins.
They're like 50-gram skeins.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't ever pay attention to that. I really should. But I mean, for this project, you don't have to worry about it. Because,
I pulled this out of the box already, but it came like with this inside the plastic.
Oh, okay. So what I did is I actually bought the 4 or 5 craft kits that they had. And that looks similar too. And she got the bundle one.
I bought 1 mega craft kit.
Yeah. But so you can do that either way.
And we're not sponsored by Red Heart, and I don't think she has a affiliate store through Amazon, do you? So if you buy this, we're not
affiliate. Yeah, I have an affiliate link. If you go ahead and get them through my link, I'll get a little. I should
there
say
you go.
that. Yeah, this is new for me, but yeah, I'll get a little something. And so,
but I don't. It doesn't cost you guys any extra or anything like that.
No, not at all, not at all. So anyway, I've got so these are the little skeins, and so these are the ones that we're going to be using. And Red Heart, let's see if it says on. I've used a lot of Red Heart in my life, so I know the hook size, which is an I 5.5 millimeter.
Oh, good.
But it doesn't say on here. Maybe it says on the wrapper, which my wrappers are over there.
Or the big. It says the yarn weight and the yards. Sorry, guys, I'm starting to play trombone a little with the best of them here. Yeah, here. The recommended hook size is I/9, it says.
So and that's 5.5
millimeter. Yeah.
Right. So I use an H hook. 5.0. So again, the gauge is not really important on my patterns. It'll say 5 by 5 squares approximately. That's what these are. So, but again, you can make them as big as or as small as you want, and use the hook size that's comfortable for your tension. So, but it's typically for Red Heart, I or H, depending on how tight or loose you crochet.
Ooh.
And then you'll need scissors, of course, because one thing that we are going to have a lot of is ends. We're going to do a lot of fastening off and stuff. And I think in my early videos that I did, because I've already filmed a few of them, I said I don't weave in the ends, and I typically don't until the project's done. However, as I was going through these tutorials, the ends were all over the place. And I was like, well, I got to actually weave in ends. So I recommend you weave in ends. So you'll need the scissors and a darning needle. You'll need a tape measure or a ruler if you're particular about how big you want your squares and you want to measure your squares. But that's it. That's all you need for this project. And the tutorial and the pattern if you so choose, and the book.
Yeah.
And my books are available in audiobook too. So if you want to listen to it while you crochet.
And they're well read. I've listened to lots of them on audiobook. In fact, your Maple Falls series, I bought them all on Audible. I didn't actually buy the book because I like to listen to them.
I do not read them. They get professional actors to read them. So, and yeah, they do a really good job. Really, really good job. So we've got our materials covered, and we've got the books covered, the squares covered, the logistics covered. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there'll be questions, and if there are questions, that we will be happy to answer them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kick off our first Ask the Author segment, because I thought of a question when you were talking about the book cover. So I was curious, what is your involvement in the book cover? Because I know you've mentioned to me like offhand as we've talked about things that like
Mm-hmm.
somebody in the photo was someone that they've used more than once, or you liked that model or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
you must have some sort of input, because you, or do you not have any input? I don't know. That's my question.
No,
Like, so what is
I'm
your
very
involvement in cover design of
okay.
the book?
As far as the cover design, the design part of it, I have zero involvement other than before, and I just filled one out for a book that's not coming out till next year. So several months, plenty of months actually, before the book releases, I get a form that I fill out to help the design department and the marketing department. So they'll ask me things like about, what season is it? Where's this set? What do the characters look like? Is there a particular thing that you want in on the cover or that would, reflect the book? So you'll notice that I have a lot of Amish books. Um, and so typically it's like, well, a barn, a buggy, horse, those kinds of things. But in the book that I'm writing now, it's centered around a cat cafe. So there it was like, well, a cat and the cafe and autumn, so that kind of a thing. As far as I don't do this on every book, I think it depends on time, but they will send me models that I can choose the model, and I'll show you. I'll give you some inside baseball on this stuff and
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit
what we
of
want. We want
backstory.
the inside scoop.
Okay, so I got to choose these two. Oh, okay, we got 10 minutes.
Okay, we're good.
Just letting you know. And apparently everybody else knows we have 10 minutes. So anyway, I got to choose these models. They sent me pictures and I tried to pick out the ones that I feel like reflected what I thought these two characters look like. She's perfect for Charity. Now, here's the thing. The picture I saw of him, his hair was straighter. So when they got hired for the job, because sometimes the ones I pick, they can't, they're not available. So then they go ahead and pick them, and that's fine. They've always done a fantastic job of picking the models. So he's got this curly hair, and I think he's so cute, even with curly hair. And so I ended up making Jesse, that's the name of the character, have curly hair. He had the corkscrew curls because the model had it. So that was
Oh,
a
how
lot of
funny.
fun. So that's the input I get. It's different for every, oh, and y'all, here's a covered bridge. Do we have a buggy in this one? No. Oh yeah, we do. The buggy's right back here. So
Well, and I
um
noticed there's a buggy um
oh, is there?
behind the model.
There
Like,
is.
see
There
it in the
is.
back?
So yeah. Yeah, I
Kind of
never
hiding.
noticed that. Huh. Okay. Sharp eye. So anyway, yeah, so that's the story behind that. It changes with everyone, but I'll give you another really quick, fun thing. My very first Amish book, A Man of His Word, the couple that's on the front at the time were married in real life. Hopefully they're still married. I don't
Aw,
know, but
I have that book. Do you want me to go pull it? No, we'll see
yeah.
it when it's gonna be on here. So you'll have to
Yeah,
wait.
it's gonna be part of the reading and
I
crochet
like that book
along.
a lot.
Oh, thank you. So anyway, yeah, great question.
All right, so that's kind of how our Ask the Author segment will go. And let's see, what else do we need to talk about in our remaining few minutes here? Anything?
No, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. And again, this is going to be kind of developing as we go along. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So definitely, I have not started any of my granny squares yet. Like, here's my yarn, here's my hook. I'm gonna get started. And so you can check out Duck Potatoes World, and you can see I put out a monthly episode every month on the first of the month that just kind of goes over what I've been working on for the last month and what I plan to do in the future, which almost never actually do what I say I'm going to do, but there's that. There's that. So you guys can find that on Duck Potatoes World and kind of follow along with me as I crochet my granny squares if you want to. The tutorials on how to do them and the patterns are going to be available on Kathleen's YouTube channel. So that you'll have to get those from her and her website. And we'll have all that information in the description box down below. So you won't miss out on any of that. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Spread the word. If you know anybody that would be interested in any part of this project, learning how to do
yeah.
granny squares, crocheting, reading books, all of the above, please spread the
Absolutely.
word about this. We haven't spread it yet, but we would love it if you would
Well,
just
I've
pass it
talked about it a
along.
little on my channel.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Katie did. Sorry about that. I have not done any of it. So this is my
And if
very
there's
first.
interest, we could even open like a Facebook group or a Ravelry group or a Discord thread if
Oh
people want to
yeah.
be able to
Mm-hmm.
like chat in real time, like as you're
Mm-hmm.
reading the book, like if that's something y'all are interested in. I've never hosted a Discord server, but I think my husband could walk me through it. He's giving me a horrified look right now, but I'm fairly
Yeah,
certain he can.
I've never done one either, so.
So that would be kind of fun. Like that way, while you're reading the book, you can talk, like ask questions or, like, because I know when I read Kathy's books, I'm constantly texting her going, don't tell me what happens, but oh my gosh, this just happened. She just laughs at me. Like, don't tell me anything, but I need to share it with somebody because my husband and 4 sons are not that interested in my Amish romance novels. I'm sure there are some guys that like them, but
Yeah, I'm not married. I'm not married to one.
yeah.
No,
So
he's not
I have to have
interested either.
somebody to like, be excited with. So we might do something like that. If you guys are interested, just comment and let me know, and I can get that Discord server up and running. My husband's flashing me. This is just real life, y'all. It's just what I live with. Anyway, I could get that Discord server up and going so we can talk about the book in real time as you're reading. Also, that would be a convenient place if you have a question about your crochet that you need answering. I don't know how helpful I would be, but Kathleen would be really helpful, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and mistakes, let me know if you find mistakes in the pattern. Again, this is new to me too. So writing patterns like this, and I'm sure there's errors in it, and you let me know. We'll fix them.
All right. So there you go, guys. Yes, we are excited. Thanks for coming. Go read your book and start on your granny squares. And we will see you back in about 2 months and we'll see what everybody got done. Yeah, there's your book. Marriage Pact. I don't have a square to show you.
That's okay. You will next time.
Thank
Thank you guys. Have fun.
Bye.